Rock 102.1 KFMA, Oro Valley, Tucson, an Arizona Lotus Corporation radio station. Stream us on your cell, laptop, desktop, or tablet at KFMA.com. You want it? You got it. Reality radio done right. No nonsense, real and raw, just like you like it.
He's corrupt, he's inexperienced, and he lies.
Broadcasting from a broom closet in the Arizona Lotus Studios, it's Beef Vegan Presents.
Yo, welcome back to the show. It's Beef Vegan Presents live in Rock 102.1 KFMA, streaming worldwide at KFMA.com on this beautiful Monday, February 5th. Good morning, Weirdo.
Good morning.
Oh, welcome back. I missed you.
I do exist.
I know. Had a little sabbatical and stuff. Now we're going to hit the ground running as we're kicking off February. Lots of good things to look forward to. And I'm excited to have you back. And so, just a long weekend.
Yeah, that's all. It only lasted like 2.5 weeks. It's fine.
Did you do anything this weekend on the tail end?
My boys play lacrosse, and we got to travel to Phoenix for it. So that's just like that all day, just sports, staring at kids running around like herding cats.
Yeah, the soccer mom lifestyle. I know, and that takes up a lot of time and resources for sure.
But I am quite proud of my 7-year-old. He got 3 penalties within 6 minutes.
Nice.
And on the last one, he wanted to argue with the ref. He's like, he hit me too. So he went to the bench, threw his stick down, and then just like flopped. I'm so proud of him. I know that's bad, right? Because it's penalties.
Yeah.
But this is a pretty shy kid. And the fact that he was like coming out of his shell more and actually like giving maximum effort, I was like, good job, kid.
Yeah, like, look at him. He's coming out of his shell. It's like, you effing dumb blind ref. Who taught you how to ref this game?
Those Coke bottle glasses.
Yeah, nice. Yes, well, then he should have a long, successful career ahead of him. It should be very good. I was up in Phoenix as well. I participated in First Friday for the first time in many years because obviously I grew up there. They gentrified the hell out of downtown Phoenix, so much so that it was a whole nother world. It was like a Los Angeles bougie boutique. It was a trip. I was like, what the hell happened to this place? And character, I was like, oh, this is what a strong economy is? Gross. I got to get back to Tucson immediately.
Right.
And start driving down dirt roads again. So I did feel dirty on that. But, the thing is, I can't go hard in the paint anymore. I'm discovering this. I know as we get older, like, I met up with a lot of my friends and family that I haven't seen in a while. And when we get together, we go high school hard. You know what I mean? We party it up like we're young people. And I get reminded for the 48 hours after one simple night of having like a great time,
right?
It takes that long to recover. Yeah, slowly but surely. So both of my brain cells right now are still recovering, and we're gonna be, try to utilize them to their best ability as we cover other things that happened over the weekend. Obviously we had a legendary actor pass away in Carl Weathers. That happened, I think, on Friday. Kicked off the weekend. 74 years old, obviously in great health and shape for a 74-year-old, but died peacefully in his sleep. So I guess that's the best way to go out. Here's just a little montage I put together, a couple audio clips for us to remember the great Carl Weathers.
I want the whole world to see me destroy this man after 2 short rounds, because after this fight, he's going to have to donate what's going to be left of his body to science, but there won't be much. That I can guarantee. Last time I took the fight too lightly, and this man was just plain lucky. But this time you all will see the real Apollo Creed, lightning fast and hard to catch. No playing, no jiving, just business.
All right.
Yeah.
Now, pop quiz. What movie was that clip from?
Rocky? No, not even close.
It was close.
Oh,
it is
was
close. That's Apollo Creed. Obviously, a legendary role that he played was Apollo Creed.
Right.
But he's talking about the rematch. So that would be
Rocky 2?
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
I have no idea.
No, I know. It's all right. It's more of like a guy Bible than anything else. But, obviously he made his career and by, playing Apollo Creed, but then he had a resurgence in the 90s with this legendary role from the Adam Sandler film Happy Gilmore.
Back in 1965, Sports Illustrated said I was going to be the next Arnold Palmer.
Yeah, what happened?
They wouldn't let me play on the pro tour anymore.
Oh, I'm sorry. Because you're black?
Hell no. Damn alligator bit my hand off.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. I hooked my ball in the rough down by the lake. Damn alligator just popped up. Cut me down in my prime. He got me. But I tore one of that bastard's eyes out, though. Look at it.
You're pretty sick, Chubbs.
No, Chubbs.
Chubbs, good old Chubbs, right? Now, of course, you know, there was a great relationship and friendship for decades between Sylvester Stallone and Carl Weathers, and it didn't take Sylvester Stallone very long at all to pay tribute to his friend. Only a couple hours after it was announced, Sly took to social media and had to say this.
Today is an incredibly sad day for me. I mean, I'm so torn up, I can't even tell you. Carl Weathers was such an integral part of my life, my success. When he walked into that room and I saw him for the first time, I saw greatness, but I didn't realize how great. He was magic. And I was so fortunate to be part of his life. Apollo, keep punch.
Oh, see that? Yes. So that got me emotional this morning. All right. Well, you know, let's dedicate the show to Carl Weathers.
Okay.
You know, one extra show, one extra dedication. Sure, plenty of dedications are going on there, but we're gonna play this one as if alligator bit off our hand, and we're trying to regain our glory. So with that said, we'll get right into the music. Your Morning Morons coming up next. Tickets on the line for Metalcore. We'll tell you more about that here in a little bit. And my mandatory February song I will play for you right after this as well. I'll tell you why I'm going to play it every single day of February. But first, here's Filter. Hey, man, nice shots. Rock 102.1 KFMA. But you know the name of the show. Let's go. All right, kind of had a sleepy voice there. Still, trying to shake off the NyQuil from the night before. It's 6 p.m. That's how messed up NyQuil makes me, man. And I didn't even take a full shot. I just swigged out of the bottle.
Yeah.
Just to take the edge off, if you will. But I feel it like the whole next day. My body's such a little bitch. Got no tolerance whatsoever. And then what's up, Andrew? Good to see you. A lot of people, mix up both Carl Weathers and Billy D. Williams.
Yeah.
They were both prominent actors during that time, but even Weirdo, she didn't necessarily know which movie that quote that I played Carl Weathers from was in, right? But at the same time, she knows everything about serial killers, right? And that was
I do.
Yeah. This is what I rediscovered this morning. It was like a nice little reminder. In fact, actually, welcome back, Weirdo.
Hi.
Again, and I want to play a game.
What's that?
Your serial killer trivia.
Oh,
now, again,
okay.
I played you a clip that was so obviously Rocky 2, and it almost stumped you, and it did stump you. In fact, I actually had to give you the hint to tell you what it was. But then I showed you a picture of, what was his name again?
Ed. Oh God. I can't think of his name because I always want to say Ed Gein, but it's not. Holmes.
No, not Holmes. Well, anyways, it doesn't matter. It was a giant serial killer. She knew exactly who he was when she saw the picture and gave me little fun facts.
Kemper.
Kemper. So it's all about essentially, this is serial killer trivia. I want to see how well you retained information based off these notorious serial killers. Okay. Here's your first question. Which notorious American serial killer was active during the 1970s and famously known as the Son of Sam?
Oh, they identified him?
Yeah, they identified him. They arrested him too.
Right, because it was at the same time as Zodiac Killer. Because this is in New York, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was in New York.
I can't remember his name.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess you disproved this entire theory in the first question. That's all right. David Berkowitz.
David Berkowitz. Okay.
Duh. All right. What was the nickname of the killer who terrorized San Francisco in the late 1960s, leaving cryptic messages for police and media?
Golden State Killer.
Or?
Zodiac Killer?
That's right.
Okay, Zodiac Killer. Yeah.
Zodiac Killer.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Who was the infamous serial killer known as the Green River Killer, responsible for numerous murders in the 1980s and 1990s? This one's difficult. I never heard this name before.
Green River Killer.
I'll be shocked if you know this.
Is that Ed Gein? No.
No. Are you disappointed in yourself?
Very much so.
Well, that's how that works. Here, I'll ask you one more question on the air. That answer was...
Yeah. Who's the Green River Killer?
You want to know, don't you?
Yes.
The Green River Killer is Gary Ridgway.
Ridgway. Okay.
You do recall this, huh?
Mm-hmm.
See, I'm testing Weirdo's serial killer knowledge because, earlier this morning, she just had so much information when she saw a picture of a serial killer.
Yeah.
Yeah. In fact, actually, I'll give you this trivia question because I know you know the answer. Which serial killer, active in the 1970s, was convicted of murdering over 30 young women and was known as the co-ed killer?
Well, that's Ed Kemper.
Yes.
Yeah.
Edmund.
Yeah,
Kemper.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the difference between a serial killer and a non-serial killer. It's either name your son Edward, not killer. You name him Edmund, serial killer.
Yeah.
Yes. So if you think you could out trivia serial killer knowledge with Weirdo, you can give me a call right now, 600 KFMA, 600-5362. If you could come up with these answers quicker than Weirdo, then you're going to win tickets for the Metalcore Fest that's happening at the Rialto Theater this weekend. 600 KFMA, 600-5362. We're keeping the conversation moving on the podcast broadcast. You can join us, youtube.com/BeVegan, or keep it right here because more on the way after Bad Flowers Ghosts. It's Rock 102.1. Hope you guys had a good weekend, by the way. And look at you. Oh, somebody's right off the bat thinks they could beat you here, Weirdo. Rock on 2.1. Who's this?
What's going on? This is Robbie.
Robbie, you got to turn down.
I'm sorry, what?
Oh, you at an airport right now? What's going on with you? Like you got a very loud connection.
Working.
Is
that better?
That is better.
That is better. Here, I got another caller too. We'll make this a three-way. Rock 1 2.1. Who's this?
This is
Kathy. All right, Kathy. Yeah. Get your mouth close to the mouth hole there, the microphone, so I could hear you clear.
I would just like to say, Ari enjoys this three-way.
Okay. Don't make it weird.
It wasn't a dude that called?
Yeah, wait, Kathy. I know. Kathy, don't hang up. All right, so that's Robbie. And so I don't want you to get scared away by Robbie, but I figured that we would make this little competition, a three-way competition between the three of you, since you were calling at the same time as well. And you know a thing or two about serial killers, Kathy?
Oh, I'm a fanatic.
Okay.
See, and we came to this conclusion. I mean, this is obvious and kind of a standard knowledge type deal that women, they do love their serial killer factoids. And, not that they're obsessed with them, but they'll definitely watch all the kind of murder docs that Netflix can produce. They even had serial killer trading cards at one point. I know this because of an ex-girlfriend. And so, yeah, and I have a theory, or I heard a theory about why women kind of obsess about the frightening things in this world is because there's so many things that are frightening to a woman on a daily basis.
Right.
And for whatever reason, that's what they want to watch. Right.
Yeah.
So when did you start obsessing about serial killers, Kathy?
Oh, man. I was probably 13, Charles Manson.
Yeah.
It's a good one to start with.
Because of the wild, sex party drugs, how controlling it was.
Yeah.
That was just kind of wow.
Wow. Yeah.
The psychology behind it all is what fascinated me. And again, I was junior high as well, when I really got into it. And it's been a while since I've gone on a kick, but My Favorite Murder, that was a top podcast for me for a while.
Brutal. I know. And honestly, we have a podcast, but we could blow up the internet and have a huge podcast if we just hyper focused on that kind of stuff.
Right.
Because there's a built-in audience. Robbie, how long have you been a serial killer?
Oh, who knows? Do I really need to answer that?
No, don't answer that. Don't answer that.
Plead the fifth.
Robbie's not a serial killer. I'm not trying to make a love connection here. All right, so we're going to play this.
Not another one, right?
Yeah. So we're going to play this game. It's going to be Think Fast edition. So I'm going to ask a question of a serial killer question. You're going to buzz in with your name if you think you know the answer. And then whoever buzzes in first gets to answer it. If you get it right, you get a point. It's as simple as that.
Sweet.
And these are all notorious serial killers and a little information, factoids about them. So it'll be really interesting to see who wins this game. And if either one of Robbie or Kathy, if you guys win this game, then you'll win tickets for the Metalcore concert that's happening at the Rialto Theater. So we're going on the air here in about 43 seconds. It should be super fun. How you feeling, Weirdo? You feeling confident about this?
Not at all, because it's been a while since I've been on this kick. But I just recently rewatched the first season of True Detective.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, I got to get back into it.
Yeah, well, and you got to watch this last season too. Apparently,
It's supposed to be really good.
the reviews have been amazing on that. So watch the first and the last season and then skip everything in between. Robbie, who's your favorite serial killer?
I don't have a favorite.
That's good. You know what? That's actually the appropriate answer.
Right.
Psychopath.
Well, I mean, a psychopath or a woman, because again, women do, not to say their favorite. They're not idolizing them, but they definitely know the information because it's terrifying. So, Rock 102.1 KFMA. Welcome back to the show. We're live on the air. We're going to do a 3-way competition here. A little serial killer trivia. On line 1, I got Robbie. Good morning, Robbie.
Morning.
And line 2, I got Kathy. Good morning, Kathy.
Good morning.
And they're both playing against Weirdo as well. So Think Fast Edition. I'm going to ask them the serial killer trivia question. You're going to buzz in with your name if you think you know it. And if you get it right, you get a point. Okay. So, all right. Here is the first question. First question, and it actually starts off kind of confusing, but buzz in with your name if you think you know it. What is the real name of the notorious British serial killer known as Jack the Ripper?
I thought that was still unsolved.
Correct.
Oh,
yeah. So it was a trick question. Sorry to start that off. The identity of Jack the Ripper remains unknown. So I don't know why I was in here, but so.
And supposedly it might be a woman. That's been one of the biggest theories.
Yeah, I don't think that's true. It doesn't seem like serial killers for women usually are like Black Widow style, not like random lesbian serial killers. I don't think we've come across that in history.
Eileen Warnos?
Eileen, you're talking about the lady who's Monster, who was the prostitute who killed Johns?
Yes.
Yeah, she killed men. Right.
Yes.
So not lesbian serial killer. And she was killing men based off of like retaliation for all the like terrible things she had to deal with being a prostitute. So it was kind of like there was a motive behind it that made sense.
Okay.
Yeah. So not just like a lady that's just killing other ladies. Kathy, you're an expert of serial killers. Have there ever been a female serial killer that would just kill other ladies?
You know what? Not that I can think of. Maybe she hasn't been caught yet.
Oh, yeah. Maybe she's on line 2. All right. So here's our next question in serial killer trivia. Buzz in with your name if you think you know it. Who was the American serial killer known for his charming demeanor who confessed to 30 murders during the 1970s?
Weirdo.
This would be Ted Bundy.
That's right. Ted Bundy. Yes. Kathy buzzed in just before you. Right. Here's the next one. All right. Which American serial killer, active in the 1980s, convicted of murdering 33 young men and burying their bodies on his property? Kathy.
John Wayne Gacy.
Damn, she's good.
Nice.
Yes. All right. Next question. And Robbie, you just listening at this point and getting terrified or what?
Yeah. I'm just listening.
All right.
He's just in the corner watching.
Next question. What was the nickname of the American serial killer who murdered at least 17 teenage boys in the 1970s and 80s, often luring them with promises of employment? Kathy.
This is Jeffrey Dahmer.
And what was his nickname?
The Milwaukee Slayer.
So close. Do you know the answer?
No. I knew it had something to do with Milwaukee in the name.
How are you going to say it's so close if you don't know the answer?
Because I know it has Milwaukee in the name.
It's the Milwaukee Cannibal.
Yes.
But very close. Still giving a point to Kathy there. All right. Okay. Female. There is a female serial killer. Okay. So which female serial killer operated in the late 1800s and early 1900s, earning the moniker the Angel of Death for her crimes in healthcare institutions?
Kathy, her first name was Mary, I think.
No, it's close though. It's an old-timey name.
Meredith?
Yeah, I've heard of this too.
You heard of this too, Robbie?
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks for that feedback. So it's
You're welcome.
Jane Toppin. Jane Toppin.
Ooh. Was she like a nurse?
Yeah, I think she was a nurse.
Oh, okay. She's doing like the Angel of Mercy thing.
Angel of Death. Yeah, she was killing people there. I mean, we've heard those horrific stories, you know, for sure. All right, we'll do one more trivia question on serial killers real quick. Looks like Kathy's going to win these metalcore tickets.
Yeah.
Who was the American serial killer who targeted women in the Pacific Northwest during the 1980s and was convicted of 48 murders? Kathy, I'm looking at you.
What was the time frame?
It was 1980s. He was convicted of 48 murders, and he was in the Pacific Northwest, in Washington, Oregon area.
I don't know, man, but that's a big number.
It is a big number. So I'm surprised you didn't know him. He's kind of like the goats of killers. One of them.
Is it Green River Killer? Was
That's
that the
right.
area that he was in?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Look at that.
But also was Ted Bundy in that area as well at some point.
Yeah,
so that's
different-
why I got confused.
I mean, look, different body count, man.
Right.
Different body count. There's Gary Ridgway, the
48.
Green River Killer, stacked up more stats there. All right, here, bonus question. This one is a well-known serial killer, and I feel like either one of you three are going to know this. Whoever buzzes in quickest will get to answer it. What notorious serial killer was known as the Night Stalker and terrorized Southern? Robbie.
Ray.
Go ahead.
Robbie, no, you buzzed in, Robbie.
I was going to say Zodiac Killer.
No, incorrect. All right, Kathy.
Ray Ramos?
No, go ahead and give her the answer.
Richard Ramirez.
That's right, Richard Ramirez. Don't be that proud there. It's still weird that you know this, weirdo. Kathy.
Well, I'm also terrible with names, so when I can remember a name, I'm happy.
Unless you murdered multiple people, and then
Right.
it's locked in. Okay. Kathy, congratulations. You won tickets for the Metalcore Fest that's happening this weekend. Stay in the line. I'm going to get your info, okay? Yeah, it's going to be a good time.
Nice.
Robbie, thank you for trying, dude. And then there's be more tickets to give away all week long. Let's hit the reset on the FM side. Be back with more Beef Vegan Presents and the podcast broadcast after this. All right, clear. All right, so with that, I'm going to get Robbie, thank you so much for calling, dude. We'll talk to you here soon. I'm going to get into the Morning Moron from today. And in case you missed it, I went a little something like this. Check it out. Zombies on Rock 102.1 KFMA. Danielle, the lead singer, is like a beautiful, like goth queen. And obviously they know how to shred and have like a heavy melodic song. So if you enjoy that song, good news for you. I'm going to play it at some point during the show each and every day for the month of February. But first, it's 6:16. Time for your Morning Moron. Let's do this. This is kind of a first in Morning Moron, right? It's like someone who potentially was trying to be a good Samaritan, but took it to like gangster levels.
Okay.
Right. You know, and the reality is you cannot be like a Vato Batman. You can't be like a vigilante gangster.
Oh,
all right.
Why not?
You just can't. Okay? Save that for the comic books. Okay. When you feel like you're doing something good, but then you take it to like, you know, street level and commit some crimes, you'll end up in jail like Rudy did. Let me get into this story. This happened in San Bernardino, California, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there was a young guy in that area at a public park who needed to use the bathroom, right? So it's a public park. You know, they got those outdoor bathrooms. Now the men's bathroom was full. So he figured he'd just pop into the ladies' room real quick because all it is a sign. There were no ladies inside at the time.
Okay.
Right? He's like, I just got to go to the bathroom real quick. Nobody's in here. It's just a brick building. And yes, there's a sign that says men and women, but no women are around. We're at the park. Let me just go handle my business, right? Okay. Unfortunately, two women walked in right after him and thought he was a perv. So they went out and told someone. The person that they told was 33-year-old Rudy Vasquez, and Rudy was a straight-up G, right? I don't know what he was doing at the park. You know, maybe it was a barbecue. Maybe he was setting up shop. Whatever the case, he had a gun with him, and he waited outside the bathroom with that gun while the young man handled his business. When the guy came out, Rudy shot him in the knee and pistol whipped him.
Oof.
I know. Now, in defense of the guy who was using the women's restroom, people at the skate park knew the victim and confirmed that he's not a perv at all. He's actually well-liked. and he hangs out at the park a lot. Now, luckily, paramedics got him to the hospital, and his injuries are non-life-threatening, but I don't think he'll be able to shred the gnar anytime soon.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah. Now, Rudy fled the scene and threw the gun out a car window when cops pulled him over, but now he's facing charges for attempted murder, right? And some people feel bad for him because they feel like he was doing a good thing. But at the same time, that is not your job to do. If you feel like someone's being a pervert in the park, you can detain them.
Yeah.
While you call the police.
Or maybe ask questions before shooting.
Right. I mean, the fact of the matter is, he shot first, then pistol whipped, then probably walked away. I mean, here's a mugshot you'll see in the podcast broadcast later on. Rudy's a G, okay? I recognize a G when I see one. I think he has a head tattoo. It wasn't the first time that he pistol whipped somebody, not by any means, all right? But at the same time, you can't be vigilante Batman at a park, no matter if you're protecting women or not. There are better ways to get laid.
Well, and at least Batman, when he's doing his vigilante things, he, investigates, make sure he's got the right guy.
Yeah, don't forget the detective part, Rudy.
Exactly.
You totally forgot the detective part. You went full Joker on this clown. Not cool. Not cool. And this is why you're facing charges of attempted murder for busting out a kneecap. So, in summary, okay, no good deed goes unpunished. And especially if that good deed is deadly assault.
Yeah.
So, Rudy's finding that out the hard way. And that's why he's today's Morning Moron. All right, so that was your Morning Moron today. There's another video clip I want to share with you this morning because we talked about the Grammys last night, but most importantly, Killer Mike having a historic night, a career night for him, but it ended very bad. And this is what we know so far. So in case you missed it, it went a little something like this. Check it out. It was a busy weekend for Killer Mike Run the Jewels, a huge weekend, in fact, to kick things off with Real Time with Bill Maher, where he was the featured guest, and he did about 10 minutes with Bill. But at the end of the interview, Bill tried to get him to endorse a presidential candidate one way or another. And Killer Mike would not. Right. And I think rightfully so. I think in 2024, people should, absorb the information given by both sides, understand that we're getting screwed regardless, and then to pick your poison. Right. But most importantly, shut the F up.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what Killer Mike chose to do. Then he went on to the Grammys, was nominated for 3 Grammy Awards. Right. And he won all 3. It was a big night. In fact, actually, here was him accepting his final award in celebration, proudly proclaiming that it was a sweep.
Sweep, and let it go sweep. You can't do it. God ain't good. You can't tell me. You can't tell me. You can't tell me. You cannot tell me. You cannot tell me that you get too old. You can't tell me it's too late. You can't tell me dreams come true. It is a sweep. It is a sweep. It is a sweep.
There you go.
Yeah.
Super excited, rightfully so. A little backstory behind this, of course, as he released an album called Michael, Run the Jewels is the group that you probably are most familiar with Killer Mike's work. Now, when he turned 40, he became reflective of his life and his past, faults, like mainly dealing drugs and having to deal with that. And then he released this kind of autobiography album, Michael, at the age of 48. And with that, he was rewarded with, all the awards, right? He got, 3 Grammys. It was a great, huge night for him. And then the way that he was honored after winning these 3 awards in Los Angeles is that he was handcuffed and then detained and arrested. And we're still trying to figure out what, why, and how that this even happened. Now, according to the reports that I came across, it's a misdemeanor charge that had nothing to do with anything that happened at the crypto arena where the Grammys were being held, which, raises more questions than answers, right? Because it's like, okay, bud, there's a misdemeanor charge you have to detain this man on. You couldn't wait till Monday? You couldn't, the guy has representatives and lawyers. You couldn't reach out to his camp to have him address it in a way that wouldn't be so disrespectful to the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Now, of course, the internet has their speculations and rumors. And going back to the Bill Maher appearance, the conspiracy theory is since he would not endorse our president, that they punished him that way. I don't think that's the case.
A stretch.
It's a huge stretch.
Wow.
It's a huge stretch. But what's sad about this is not only the album, but the night. The whole theme of Killer Mike going into this weekend after putting out this body of work is, growth, acceptance of the mistakes you made in the past,
right?
Learning from them, having empathy and regret, and moving forward in a positive way. That's literally the message of the entire album.
Yeah.
And he won 3 Grammys because of that. And how he was rewarded was humiliated in front of his peers and, of course, just the general audience in the hallways of the crypto arena by him being handcuffed and walked away by police like he's a murderer.
So weird.
Isn't it weird?
Why did it have to be so public?
I don't know. And the story's still developing, and we still haven't had official word from Killer Mike yet, but it is developing. And as we get more details, we'll share them with you. But it is a very odd scenario that this would even happen in the first place. Just to take away from what otherwise would have been the night of his life professionally, right? Congratulations. Still 3 Grammys, nothing to sneeze at. And, I'm sure being released on your own recognizance means you didn't have to, pay any bail or anything like that. So a big waste of everybody's time. Insane, though. Insane.
Well, real quick, supposedly misdemeanor battery.
Yeah,
for an
I know.
altercation.
Right. Which could mean anything. This could mean literally bumping into somebody and someone presses charges, or it could mean like a bitch slap across the face if somebody stepped out of line. Whatever the case may be, it did not happen that night. And it's something that definitely could have been resolved somehow, some way through litigation. If it's a misdemeanor, you're talking about people with money. But that flex to handcuff this man, right after he won 3 Grammys and walk him publicly like a public walk of shame, seems nefarious. I don't get it. And again, as we get more information, we'll spill the tea. Till then, let's hit the reset. We're going to get weird with Weirdo next on Beef Vegan Presents, so don't go away. Hey, just real quick, I just want to point out, did you notice my use of nefarious in that conversation, that little spiel that I did?
Is that a new word you learned?
No, I had it in my arsenal, but sometimes, I kind of black out and, the words will come out and they'll fall in place and I'll actually sound like half intelligent. And that was one of those moments that I really wanted to share that clip just for that moment right there. And I hope you appreciate it as well. If you're like starting to doubt yourself, like, why do we watch this stupid show? Oh, wait a second. No, okay.
I learned a new word today.
Not that stupid. I'm sure everyone that's watching the stream has heard the word nefarious before. That's not what I'm stating by any means. But the fact that your old buddy Beef can string it together in a sentence and make half sense is, it's something worth celebrating.
Okay.
Okay.
High five.
High five. Air high five. It's time to play some viral videos here real quick. Just imagine you're doing such a good job almost finishing up like shoveling the driveway. And then this happens. Here's this. I feel so bad for this person already. Check this out.
Oh, no.
Yeah, she's doing such a good job.
Oh, no. This is why I don't live where it snows.
Yep. Now she's okay.
Smashed.
It was one of those things where her head looked up and she's just like, kind of like, son of a bitch.
Right.
One more time. So close. It looks so good. You're doing such a good job. You're going to get your allowance. You're going to be able to hang out with your friends later. No worries up. Never mind. No, you just cancel your plans. You're not doing anything.
Just stay in bed.
So we had that. All right, let's get on the air real quick. Rock 102.1 KFMA. Welcome back to Beef Vegan Presents. That was Papa Roach with help. We are live on the podcast broadcast. Weirdo's back. You can see her beautiful face, youtube.com/beefvegan, or any of places where we stream the show, which is multiple places, like the Facebook pages and on Twitter as well.
Yeah.
Twitter, speaking of which, is lighting up with another Simpsons Did It reference and joke.
I saw this earlier.
Yeah, this one, not so. It's not like they predicted the future 20 years out. But they did kind of predict an Apple product that is taking the internet by storm and is already amassing plenty of dumbass videos, viral videos, and moments of people doing this in a weird way. I'm talking about the Apple glasses. Is that what it's called?
The Vision Pros.
The Vision Pros.
Mhm.
Okay, so I'm going to pull this up so you can see exactly what they did. The Vision Pro essentially is like a VR headset,
right?
That you're going to wear, and everything is essentially virtual reality. But people can utilize these for work or play. And I've seen viral videos of people like in a subway working and typing with these Vision Pros on, which I think it's like, dude, what a great way to set yourself up to get robbed.
Right. Because aren't they like $3,500?
Yeah, first off, they're expensive.
Yeah.
First and foremost. And then secondly, on top of that, even worse, you can't see what's around you and you're in a subway. You definitely want to keep your eyes peeled in the subway.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care how comfortable you are in New York City. But yeah, so here's just a screenshot of Homer and Marge, hanging out in bed with the Vision Pros on, having virtual reality loving. And this is essentially what people are doing. They're walking around wearing these Vision Pro glasses on their head.
Ridiculous.
They do look ridiculous. It's VR headsets. $3,500. They were in store Friday, and fans have already taken to them and put them everywhere. There's the screenshot of the video I was talking about to this guy with the Vision Pro on in the subway, typing in the air, right? This guy walking a dog, a robot dog. We are in a dystopian future, dude.
My God.
Yeah.
They look like terrible snowboarding goggles. Like
they kind of do, right? Well, The Simpsons showed scenes similar to what people are already doing with these Apple Vision Pros with the virtual reality headsets taking over society in an episode released in 2016 called Family and Friends. And now people on the internet are quick to point out that they did it again.
Mm-hmm.
But this is one of those predictions that's kind of like low-hanging fruit because now we're at the point where we know how dumb we are as a society. To where it's like, okay, what's the next toy that we're going to get down the pipeline? All they have to do is listen to Tim Cook, at one of his Apple conferences, say what they're working on, and then immediately hit the writing room and be like, okay, this is the next Apple product. How are we going to be stupid with this?
Right.
And then done. Now, there's a viral video of a guy who was wearing his $3,500 Apple Vision glasses while letting his Tesla drive him. So he's behind the wheels of a Tesla, right? The Tesla's in autopilot. He is enjoying virtual reality with the Apple Vision Pro glasses on, and he got pulled over by police because obviously the police noticed that A, you're not driving, B, you're not paying attention, and C, it's probably porn that you're watching.
Mm-hmm.
So I need to see both hands in the air immediately. So the safety information page for the Apple Vision Pro on the company website explicitly prohibits using the headset while driving, but it didn't mention anything about Tesla, and technically, you're not driving if you're in a Tesla and it's in autopilot. The Tesla's driving.
I don't know. Like with the Tesla, like the autopilot cars, like I still wouldn't trust it. Like being behind the wheel, like that to me is too much.
Well, that's a whole nother discussion.
Right.
But yes, people falling asleep while letting the Tesla drive is unsafe and you shouldn't trust it. But at this point, you're in a virtual reality and you're definitely not looking at the road at any point and letting it drive you. It's like, come on. And how's this guy have a Tesla in the first place and can afford Apple Vision glasses? I want to have rich parents too.
Yeah.
There's no effing way this guy actually makes a living to be able to afford all this stuff. But I will show that video on the podcast broadcast as well. But just another Simpsons did it prediction with these Apple Vision glasses. Now, have you even researched these glasses?
I looked them up at first. So technically when you put them on, you can still see around you, but it's like your app, your iPhone menu like popped up so you can kind of still see it. But I don't know. To me, that's just too distracting.
It's basically like all of the movies that we grew up with that could pull up those kind of digital screens in front of us. Where they're like transparent, but you're still able to interact with them and swipe them away and do all that.
Like in Iron Man and the Avengers, like what Tony Stark has. I want that.
Well,
that would be cool.
That's what this is, but with porn. So, for $3,500, you could have that. Yeah, I don't know if you're going to get any work done. I know I wouldn't. More videos to see on the podcast broadcast. YouTube.com/beefvegan. Stick around. We have more, including is Patrick Mahomes' dad just a bad dad.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna break down what happened with him, and there's also a viral post-fight interview that happened over the weekend with the UFC. I'll share that with you next as well. It's Rock 102.1 KFMA. Oh, here's a conundrum real quick. Here, I'll share this real quick. We'll do some. You heard the phrase "girl math," right?
Yes.
Okay. Well, this is guy math.
Okay.
A Reddit thread that's going viral. Here's what it says. My drunk ass girlfriend said she had sex with over 200 guys. She said she was a real slut back in college. It made me stop and think. 4 years of college times 365 days a year, 200 guys equals a new guy every 7.3 days.
Okay.
Since she said 200, well, we'll round it off with a new guy every 7 days, right?
Okay.
Once a week. Given that she had sex with a guy on average of 3 times and the average dick length of 5.5 inches and about 100 thrusts to finish, we're looking at 100 thrusts times 3 times per guy times 11 inches, 5.5 inches
My God.
in and 5.5 inches out. That's equals 3,300 inches of dick per week. 33 inches of dick per week times 208 weeks equals 660,000 inches of dick, which equals 10.45 miles of dick. I got in my car and drove 10.45 miles and thought about dicks being laid end to end. And that is pretty much how much dick she had taken. She's not my girlfriend anymore.
Why? That's just obsessive. That's a rabbit hole you don't want to go down.
Well, that's why you don't tell your OCD boyfriend how many guys you slept with. It's funny because this is similar to a situation I had in a relationship where I was dating a girl, and I actually put her on a pedestal where I was like, she's so innocent, and I'm just this kind of like rough around the edges guy, man whore, if you will. And we're sitting around, and we're all like, have some friends over, we're drinking and stuff. And she said a throwaway comment, not even like just to her girlfriend. I'm sitting next to her, and she's like, sure, you know how many guys I slept with without a condom? I've never wore condoms. And I'm just like, holy shit. You're my soulmate. Like, because right before that, I swear to you, before that moment, I swore that I thought I was with someone who was inexperienced and like a nun based off performance. And then I realized like, oh no, you're just as slutty as I am. And this makes total sense.
This is why we're attracted to each other.
Apparently, right?
Yeah. No, I don't do math like that.
Oh, you don't like guy math?
Well,
girl math is a little different, but I mean, that's scientifically breaking it down, and that's miles and miles of dick. I don't think you've had 10.5 miles of dick. If I was to guesstimate, well, based off that face, maybe I should go with the over.
Okay, my body count is under 20.
Okay.
It is under 20.
Okay, that's good.
Now,
but the frequency.
Right, but the frequency has always been pretty solid.
Okay. I would still look at you as kind of like, I don't know, like an 8-kilometer type girl, not even miles,
Why are you switching me to metric?
I'm saying kilometers, that's shorter than a mile. So you're welcome.
Okay.
Wow.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. So great conversation this morning.
Well, I know it is always weird when you like break things down into a way you wouldn't think. Like that was I would never want to think about my sex life in that kind of way. Also, there was a confession that I got a while back about like some guy that was like writing down every time he would have sex with his girlfriend to like see if there's a trend like over the years.
Okay.
And that he had kind of started in the end of December, he realized he's like, oh, it was a downtrend this year. And then in the first like 2 weeks of 2024, they only had sex once. And he's like, this isn't looking good.
No.
And I'm like, why are you mathing it down? Like, don't do that.
Because men are very logical and, when it comes mathematical in a lot of ways. So that's how we could kind of measure it. And you could see that. I mean, I had a point where I was in a relationship with my baby mama. And it was like terrible. So I think I went 3 months or something.
Wow.
Not doing it once, but like it's been 3 months, right? And it is important to a certain extent. It's not everything,
No,
but it
it's
definitely
not.
has to be a part of it.
Right.
Yeah,
Definitely connecting. But the fact that this dude was writing it down every time.
Yeah, and miles a dick ratio, which is hilarious and something you don't want to know. And of course, they broke up because there is no coming back after that once you come up with that mathematical conclusion. Because you're looking 10.5 miles a dick, and you look down, even if you're 7 inches, you're like, that's not nothing compared to 10.5 miles.
Well, then it's all you're gonna think about.
Yeah, that's true.
So just being in the moment.
All right, I have something else I want to share with you. This is technology that looks dirty, and I love it. Right. So this girl's gonna scan her teeth, and this is at a conference. But look how she does it. Oh yeah, scan that tooth.
Oh God.
This is an exhibit. It's a 3D scanner, right? So it's legit. It's legit technology. And they're like, yeah, so you can scan your own teeth now, or you can have the dentist do it. And either way, you're like, no, I don't. You know what? I don't even need teeth. You don't even know about my teeth like this. Do it again.
Is it called Dr. Footlong?
Yeah, right. I can't even help it. I'm sorry. Obviously, I'm immature.
Like if it was a little thinner, it would kind of look like a toothbrush, but at that girth.
Yeah, that girth and that technique. The technique really is what made it happen. There it is.
Ooh, there's another 3D scan we could do.
Oh, yeah. You want to get your teeth scanned?
Oh, I was thinking somewhere else.
What do you mean?
Because, I mean, look at the size of it.
Oh, I don't know. Okay, so you're getting weird.
Yep.
Too weird for me. All right. Earlier this morning, speaking of Weirdo hit us with a Weirdo segment. In case you missed it, went a little something like this. Check it out. 2.1 KFMA at 6:51. Let's get weirdo, shall we? What do you got first, weirdo?
Well, it's always a sign that the economy is strong when there's new businesses opening, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's
I'm
always,
all for it.
Yeah, it's always good news to hear, but there is a neighborhood in New Hampshire that is not super excited about a new business moving in.
Okay, why?
Well, it's called the Diaper Spa.
Okay. Well, is that like a spa for babies? That seems like a novel idea. I don't know if it'd print a bunch of money, but what's wrong with that?
It is a spa for people wearing diapers, definitely, but they are not babies.
Oh, shut up.
Yes.
No, so they're taking grown adults that have diaper fetishes and trying to like create a business out of that?
It's not a fetish thing, according to the owner, who is a licensed therapist. Utilizing, people who are really struggling with childhood trauma when they were in diapers or barely coming out of them. So kind of like that regressive therapy.
Ooh, is that why people develop this type of lifestyle?
Some
that's
people
sad.
do.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but the people in the neighborhood are like, it's got to be nothing but creeps and it's going to be dangerous. But the owner, again, is reassuring everybody that it is not that. Some of the services on her site are presented in a fun way. So it's the ABDL Nursery Spa Care, and that stands for Adult Baby Diaper Lovers.
See, they need to take nursery out of the title immediately. That's misleading, and it can even be construed as almost like a trap, a way to like kind of bait young prey in.
Oh,
yeah. Keep going.
Call Chris Hansen.
Yeah.
So here's the option. So there's virtual play date, where you do a Zoom call with a therapist. You can also book a one-night diaper B&B that comes with, quote, top-notch care and pampering services.
Oh, no.
This is all really expensive, by the way.
I'm sure it is.
Like,
and
2-hour session, $600. The virtual play date, $200. And the overnight stay, $1,500.
Look, I know some of these people that are, going to be participating in this do kind of like feel sexual feelings during this role play. Right. So what makes them any different than the story that we were just talking about in San Diego with the massage parlor that gave out happy endings? It's a different aspect, a different spin on that.
I mean, if they're not giving happy endings at the diaper spa, then there isn't a sexual angle.
I don't know. If you end up going to the bathroom in your diaper, that's still a release and still counts.
Okay.
Still counts.
So more than 500 people have signed the online petition to get the business shut down, but they've got one very solid supporter. She's in her 90s and thinks people should chill out, and it doesn't bother her at all.
Well, that's very nice. She's like, I've been wearing diapers for years. It's cool, kids. Look, if I was the neighbor in this neighborhood, I would be the voice of reason and argue this. Like, as upset as you guys may be, whether it's valid or not, just know that there's no way this business is going to still be operating in 6 months. They're not going to have a large enough clientele to keep the lights on.
Well, they don't need to at $600 every 2 hours.
You know, trust me, they're not going to have too many clients to be able to pay for that. That's like maybe a couple shots and then boom, you just tapped out the bank account. How many CEOs you think are going to be signed up on this list?
Oh,
Maybe 2. Okay, just 2. Like it just doesn't seem
Maybe
like it's
more.
going to sustain. It's hard for businesses to a good restaurant can't stay in business longer than 6 months in some areas. This like very niche adult diaper spa, no way in hell they have enough clientele to keep operating longer than a year. And I would bet my
I don't know.
mortgage
They're
on
the
it.
only one in the world, so maybe they'll have people travel in. It won't be the local clientele keeping them going.
Look, if you're thinking about making any kind of investments in this business, I'm going to stop you right now. As a friend,
Okay.
I just think that would be terrible. I'm not a financial advisor, but I do know one thing. There's no money in adult spas. I'm just going to say that right now. Adult diaper spas, I should say.
Yeah.
Adult spas, yeah, they print money. Adult diaper spas, no, that's bankruptcy waiting to happen.
Okay.
All right?
I mean, the owner's got confidence. She thinks the outrage will calm down.
Stop investing in the diaper spa. Jesus. All right, let's hit the reset. We got the F My Life's coming up next. So Rock 102.1 KFMA. That's true. I mean, if you advertise in Japan and if this was in Japan, then that'd be big business. Here's that video I was talking about the fat ass rich kid with a Tesla and the $3,500 Apple glasses. And this is him. Of course, someone else is in the car with him, which I'm
Right.
sure they trust that as well. And then he'll end up getting pulled over too, and rightfully so. My internet's buffering, but there. I know. All right, we're on. Rock 102.1 KFMA. Welcome back to Beef Vegan Presents, the podcast broadcast, which you got about 12 minutes left. You can visually join us for some viral video content, youtube.com/Beef Vegan. But of course, it's also fun to listen because we have great music that we play in between. Now, I was going to talk about Patrick Mahomes Sr., but the guy's a bum, and I don't think I should anyways, because, he obviously has an alcohol issue. It's his 3rd DUI. But to get a DUI the week leading up to the Super Bowl takes away from attention to his son. And anyone who isn't appreciative of their son going to the Super Bowl and, I don't know, calling an Uber during that week. So there's not any added distraction.
Yeah.
It just seems like a normal thing to do.
He's probably at the bars like showing off his kid. And he's getting too drunk. And then, call
Still,
an Uber.
Dude has the
taxi.
money. And you know what? I hate seeing rich people get DUIs because it's like, dude, you can afford that Uber that lifts so easily. You could even get the XL. You not even sweat it. You
Right.
know, like not even. And plus, then you're feeling more like a baller because you have an escort everywhere you go. But that's neither here nor there. Last night was the Grammys. And I'm not going to break down this Grammy award-winning list because it's all pop stars anyways. And any of the awards that we really cared about were given away pre-show or at the very beginning or during commercial break. But, one thing that they do in these big award shows that I'm still waiting to experience is the gift bag.
Yes.
Yes.
I've heard so much about these gift bags. They're insane. They're like 10,000 a piece.
Or even more than that. And
Wow.
you're going to feel extra broke and bummed that you're not a celebrity. Now, I would hope that as local celebrities, quote unquote, and we use that loosely,
Very much
definitely
so.
not, yeah. But if we ever have any kind of local award show, they would give out a gift card or a gift bag. I would hope to get some goodies inside it. All right. So I'll give you an example. This is what happened. They gave out gift bags this year for people at the Grammys. With nearly 60 products in them, and they went to 145 lucky people. The priciest item in the gift bag is a private performance from mentalist Carl Christman worth $25,000. Let's just throw that out right now and be like, okay, that's your speculated price. Okay.
Right.
Yeah, no, I don't need any mentalist live performances. Thank you very much. What about the actual items? Okay, so here on the flip side, the least expensive items was a case of poppy soda.
Okay.
Don't know what that is.
Yummy.
Valued at $8.99.
Yummy.
Yeah. Is it good? You've had it?
Yeah. Love poppy soda.
What makes them different?
It's the whole natural thing. It's a
Okay.
lot cleaner. I think it's like 5 grams of sugar, but they're super good.
Well, of course, it's Hollywood, right? So it's going to be, kind of like hippie-esque or bougie. They got a sock from a pair of thieves, value of $12.99. That's cheap stuff.
Right.
They also got a robotic pool cleaner by Airper, valued at $700. A $300 smart bird feeder that takes photos of the birds that visit and sends them as digital postcards. I want that.
Okay,
actually.
hold on. How much is that?
$300, dude. It's $299
Ooh.
for a smart bird feeder. And then, like it'll take a picture of a bird. I'm surprised in 2024 they just invented this.
Yeah.
This is brilliant.
We're like we actually have like a finch population in our backyard now. And like, it's been this whole thing in our house of like getting the right bird food and hummingbird feeders. Cause now we just have birds.
Yeah.
So now I'm like, that might be a birthday present for my partner.
Save up. Oh, I tell you
That's
what,
cool.
if you start showing back up to work again, you can afford one of these. All right. Also included in the bag was noise canceling headphones from Dyson, which are valued at $700. I come with an attachment that supplies purified air when you need it. That's very Hollywood. Speaking of being very Hollywood, there was organic pet food from Smack worth $282 in the bag, and a $299 sleep consultation with a renowned sleep expert and neuroscientist.
Okay.
So for those artists that have sleep apnea, I'm assuming.
Or stop doing cocaine.
That too. It
Yeah.
was the Grammys.
It was the Grammys.
Here's a fun fact. Actually, the Grammys weren't named after anyone's grandmother. It was just measurements
Exactly.
of what they gave out in the gift bags way back in the day. All right, we'll keep the conversation moving on the podcast broadcast. Your beef tip coming up after these words. It's Rock 102.1. Like Grammys of cocaine. Okay.
So so always hearing about these like gift bags that they give out, but you said it's 60 products. That's a gift truck.
Mhm.
Like, how the hell do they fit everything in a bag?
Well, no.
Or is it like vouchers and then you order it?
Come on. Why are you thinking so literal, right? Yeah, obviously gift certificates. You know, you got all these, it's probably a little coupon book, and you're like, oh, nice. This is nice. This is nice. So much stuff that they probably just gifted away to their like assistants, which is nice. But the one thing they definitely kept was that bird feeder. So like
bird feeder sounds awesome.
Yeah, man. I'm looking it up right now.
Yeah, please look that up.
Yeah. We gotta see this. See exactly what they're talking about here. I'm just gonna Google. It didn't even tell me the brand too. So what poor advertising for that.
You said it ran at $300?
Yeah, it's called the Bird Buddy. Yeah, fuck yeah, dude.
The Bird Buddy.
The Bird Buddy.
There it is.
It's solar powered as well.
Of course it is.
No, I don't want to do that. Amazon's popping up on this.
Wow, this is amazing.
Is that not an awesome idea? Like, would you guys get the Bird Buddy? Digital bird house. Here's what it looks like. Oh, see, I try to click on it and it tries to get me to buy it and also put in a CAPTCHA. I'm not, yeah, I just want to look at it, dude.
Go to mybirdbuddy.com.
Okay.
Is their website. Oh, you can buy seeds, merchandise.
Well, of course, it's gonna have all the accessories.
Yeah.
That's amazing. It's amazing.
That's so cool.
That's what I was saying.
Oh, we missed the 33% off sale. Oh.
No, you can still do it.
It says on the second.
Whatever.
On your second one. Oh, get like a whole yard of them.
Honestly, if I right now, money's tight, but that's like a brilliant gift for like my mom for the next birthday or whatever the case.
Or get ahead of the trend and start like a live stream Facebook page that's just this. It would make money. People watch those wildlife camera videos all the time.
That's true. That would blow up our YouTube channel more than
my
our
God,
content.
look at the squirrel.
I know.
Ah.
I know. That's a really cool idea. Somebody's making millions off this, and it was right there. You should feel bad about it that you didn't come up with this idea because, again, right there, solar panels, right? So it's like, no batteries needed because it's going to be outdoors anyways. Everything about that is just so easy. And so like, one of those ideas where you're like, shit, of course.
Right.
Yes. Yes. That's amazing. Take my money. Now I have to wait for the Temu version,
right.
Because I can't afford the $300 version. But man, it's so good.
Oh, when are they going to start carrying this at Target? I need it.
So yeah, that's good. Ward says their security camera points at the hummingbird feeder, but it's different though because obviously when you see this, you're going to get candid, you're going to get close-ups. It's going to be right there, nonstop, and you get it as postcards too. So that makes it even funnier. Yeah. Like I said, I'm kind of I'm impressed and upset that I didn't think about this. I could have, I'm not I'm not an inventor, right? By any means, or an engineer. Well, you're banging an engineer.
Mm-hmm.
Then you know what? He needs to be pissed at himself.
Dude, he's
Be like, what kind of Honeywell bullshit is this, dude? You should have came up with this bird feeder idea so we wouldn't have to live in an 800 square foot house in squalor. Like, seriously, you got the education, and I know it's not squalor. I know that you.
No,
it's
it's
a very nice house, but
right.
But still, you need more room. It needs to be 3 stories.
My God.
Yeah, $300 is pretty steep, but at the same time, for that technology, it's worth it. All right, we are back on the air, and all we're doing is fawning over this bird feeder, which we found out more information on. MyBirdBuddy.com was the website for this thing, which would take digital photographs of birds and video as they would come up and eat from the bird feeder. And there's solar panels on top, and it's a cute little house. And it's not even just birds. You could have squirrels too. It's just like, are you kidding me?
God.
Celebrities get all the cool stuff.
Oh, it's got a perch extender, solar roof. Oh, so much.
These birds are living better than we are.
Yeah, they are.
Better than my condo. All right. Well, unfortunately.
Is that it?
Yeah, that's all the time we have for the show today. We had a great time today, though, and we're only getting started. Welcome back, Weirdo.
Thank you.
Weirdo's going to be back in our schedule and continue to pop up on the show throughout the week. So just keep it right here. Tomorrow morning, it'll be Rico and Shane from Tucson Foodie. And we'll have a major concert announcement that we're making around 7 o'clock. It's a big one with big ticket items up for grabs before they go on sale. And of course, since tomorrow will be Tuesday, we'll do another edition Tap Out. But before we get into all that and lead you on to your rest of your day and pass it over to Robin Nash, I'd like to give you a beef tip. And this is a beef tip for all my midnight snackers out there, right? Okay. Sometimes you get that midnight like munchies. You wake up and you're like, man, I'm so hungry. And you forgot you smoked earlier. Right?
Yeah.
But this is a bad way for your body. You're going to gain a lot of weight if you do this.
Correct.
You turn into a gremlin, basically. But there are snacks that you can eat after midnight. And according to dietitians, the best midnight snacks you can eat include sliced turkey breasts, vegetables and hummus, and a banana with nut butter.
Okay.
Yeah. Last one sounded dirty, but they're still legit. Okay. So if you are going to get the midnight munchies, that's fine. Just try to keep it healthy, like sliced turkey breasts and vegetables and hummus, and you'll keep it lean and you won't wake up so hangry in the morning. And that's my beef tip to you.
Look at you.
Yeah, I know. Trying to make the world a better place, one tip at a time. Nut butter. All right. So with that said, we're wrapping up the show. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll be back tomorrow morning, bright and early. Till then, enjoy the rest of your day. Drive safe, ride safe, and as always, rock local. Later.
When
Peanut butter cup.
I really did fly by today.
Yeah.
Will come and end to all your
your first Monday back after a few weeks.
Yeah.
Okay, huh?
Not
too bad.
I'm better company than that.